Thank you so much for joining me for this balanced focused flow today. It's actually quite windy up here at the moment, so taking things slowly, we're going to go ahead and get started standing. So finding your way to a comfortable standing place, we're going to start by engaging the core. So rolling the hips back, squeezing the tummy, sweeping the arms high. As you exhale, we're going to fold forwards, taking the hands to the shins, breathing in, lifting the chest halfway, exhaling, landing the hands, stepping the feet all the way back to plank, taking a deep breath at the top. As you exhale, we're going to lower, inhaling, lifting the chest to upward facing dog, and from here we're going to lift the hips into tabletop. So breathing in deeply, as you exhale we're going to sink the hips back, and as you inhale we're going to lift the hips forwards. Breathing in here, sinking the hips down towards the mat forwards, exhaling, sinking the hips all the way down towards the heels. We're going to cycle through that movement 4 more times. So as you inhale, we're taking the hips all the way forwards, upward facing dog. Exhaling, sinking the hips all the way back towards the heels, taking all the little wriggles to sink you down into child's pose. Breathing in, taking the hips all the way forwards. Exhaling, sinking them all the way back. With the inhale, we're going to lift. With the exhale, tucking the chin, taking the forehead down. Final round, breathing in, drawing the hips forwards. And from here, we're going to lift the hips, tucking the toes behind, rooting the hands down through the mat. We're going to lift the knees, stepping the feet back to plank. I'm going to roll my bolster back a little bit there. From here, we're going to lift the right foot. So we're in like a 3-legged plank. Exhaling, drawing the knee into the chest. And as you inhale, we're going to lift the knee out to the right. Exhaling all the way back into center. And then stepping the right foot in between the hands. So allowing everything to settle into place here. Drawing a deep breath in through the nose, rooting down through that right foot. We're going to lift the chest all the way up in front, finding that place where you can see about taking a big step all the way forwards, lifting the left knee up in front. And from here, we've got a few options. So maybe keeping the knee bent and taking the left hand to the inside of that left knee, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chest, taking a deep breath. The second option is going to be to take the peace fingers around the big toe and lifting the foot just a little. Sometimes a little bend to the standing knee makes it all feel a little bit more stable. But as you inhale, we're going to extend the left leg long, breathing in deeply, exhaling fully. And then wherever you're at, as you inhale, we're going to lift the left foot or the left knee out to the left. Breathing in deeply, rooting through the standing foot and reaching through the left heel. One last deep breath here. As you exhale, we're going to take that left foot all the way back to center, releasing the foot here. So if you've got a bend to the knee, we're going to extend that leg long, squeezing the quads and the core to keep everything lifted for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, before taking that left foot all the way back into our high lunge. And from here, we're going to sink the hips down. So we're bending deeply into that right knee, reaching back through the left heel. That's what's going to give you that big release all through the muscles that have to really contract to lift the foot. One last deep breath here. And then as you exhale, we're going to lower the left knee down and sink the hips forward. So again, it's going to really intensify that release, lifting the chest and maybe the chin at the very top. One last deep breath here. And as you exhale, we're going to send the hips all the way back towards the left heel. So the right leg is long. You take a little shuffle so that the left foot is just outside of the left hip. I'm going to turn around so you can see what's going on with my left side here. But we've got the right leg long and the left foot just outside of the left hip. Maybe this is where you stay, okay? We're just allowing everything across the front of the left side to slowly relax and release. Or if you take the hands behind, we're going to slowly see about taking the shoulders back. The most important thing here is that you allow that knee to stay landed. So as soon as it starts to lift, we're going to lift the chest to sink that knee back down. But sometimes you can see about taking the head and shoulders all the way down to the floor, breathing deeply into the belly, releasing a full exhale, and allowing all those muscles through the front of the left leg to release and lengthen. If you take one last deep breath wherever you found yourself, we're going to root down through the elbows, the forearms, making our way all the way back up. From here, we're going to land the sole of the right foot and lift ourselves up so we can land the hands and step the knees back alongside one another, sinking the hips back towards the heels and inhaling the hips all the way forwards to upward facing dog variation. Exhaling backwards, inhaling forwards. One more round as you exhale back to child's pose. Inhaling all the way forwards. And then from here, lifting the hips. We're going to take a deep breath, tucking the toes, lifting the knees, and then stepping the feet back to plank. Rooting down through the hands, taking a little moment in your plank. I'm going to turn back towards the front. And then this time we're going to lift the left foot all the way up behind into that three-legged plank as you exhale, drawing the knee into the chest. Inhaling left knee out to the left. Exhaling all the way back into the chest. And then landing that left foot in between the hands. Here we go. Finding that place where you can root down through the left foot and lift the chest, reaching up through the fingers, breathing in deeply, and with a big exhale, we're going to step the right foot all the way forwards and up, maybe taking the hands to the hips, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chest. And once again, we've got those options, right? To take the right hand to the inside edge of the right knee and turn just the knee out to the side, or taking the peace fingers around the right foot, lifting it a little, rolling the shoulders back, holding the core tight. As you inhale, we're going to extend that right leg long, finding the balance, rooting down through the standing leg. And then as you inhale, we're going to take the right foot out to the right, reaching through the heel, breathing in deeply, feeling all the wobbles. This is definitely my wobbly side. There's always going to be one where the balance feels a little bit more possible than the other. But if you take one last deep breath here, and as you exhale, we're going to take that right foot back to the front. I'm going to keep it lifted, but if you release the foot and extend the leg long, if you had that bend at the knee, we're just going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sending the right foot all the way to the back of the mat, bending into that left knee, sinking down into our high lunge. So lifting the chest. If you can take a deeper bend into that right knee, that's going to help intensify that release all through the front of the right leg this time. And then sinking that right knee down, lifting the chest on the inhale. As you exhale, just allowing the hips to sink all the way forwards. Maybe lifting the hands, breathing in deeply. As you exhale, we're going to lower the hands, taking the hips all the way back towards the heels and landing them so that we've got the right foot just outside of the right hip. And again, I'm going to take a little shuffle forwards so that I can make my way back onto the back. But maybe this is where you stay, right? If it already feels super intense, you get to stay here. This is already really deep. Maybe taking the hands back to a place where you can rest the forearms down, checking in with that right knee, and if it feels possible, you're going to take the head and the shoulders all the way back towards the floor, filling the belly with the inhale, and as you exhale, just allowing all the muscles through the front of the right hip to soften and lengthen. And we can take one last really deep breath here, and then rooting down through the elbows, the forearms, taking the sole of the left foot flat to the floor. We're going to lift, taking the hands down in front and the knees behind, just under the hips. As you inhale, we're going to lift the chest. Exhaling, tucking the chin and the tailbone under. Breathing in, rolling the shoulders back, lifting to cow. Exhaling, drawing the belly button up towards the spine, tucking the chin and the tailbone under. Keeping that movement going with your own breathing rhythm and just making it as slow and smooth as links to your breath. And then when you're ready, sinking the hips back and the forehead down, taking a few moments to rest.